I am Anna, Professor of English Literature at Oxford University, and I am conducting today's show from the Summit Pakistan's London studio. My guest today is Dr. Abrar Umar, who is a renowned poet and author of 6 books on poetry. He is also a certified cognitive behavior therapist, certified hypnotist, and motivational speaker. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating topic of AI's impact on literature. Dr. Abrar, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Anna.
Here's my first question. Can you share your initial thoughts on how AI is changing the way we approach and understand literature?
I think first we should have a preamble of AI. What is AI? AI is artificial intelligence, and this is the most controversial phenomena, most controversial innovation, and it's being discussed in the whole world, and the celebrities, the famous people, even the father of AI, who is Geoffrey Hinton, he has left Google and he has said that there could be anything very disastrous in coming future as far as AI is concerned. Then you see that Elon Musk, who is again a renowned personality, he has said that there are 20% chances that AI would destroy this world. So there are other people who are talking about 100% destruction coming on our way as far as AI is concerned. There are other people and personalities like Stephen Hawking and Bill Gates. Even they have been found saying and telling that AI is going to destroy this world, or AI is very dangerous for the humanity. So there is a very, very strong and burning question that we are doing everything. We are making robots, we are making artificial intelligence sort of things to facilitate the human beings. But if we are replacing human beings with robots, so what is left for human beings? What is left for humanity? Now coming to the, when I have already pointed out Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Geoffrey Hinton, Stephen Hawking, and even Geoffrey Hinton, who is the father, who's considered to be the father of AI, and he was very much involved in developing ChatGPT. He is even very much concerned about AI. So we must think that AI, where it is facilitating the human beings, likewise it may destroy the humanity. So there are a lot of people talking and discussing about it, that finally AI would destroy this world. I am in this favor that AI would prove to be dangerous at the very end. If we talk about medical field and engineering and like art and other things which facilitate human beings, AI is very much successful in these spheres of life. But when we talk about literature, it becomes a very sensitive issue. Literature is something, when we talk about literature, different genres of literature like short story, novel, novelette, prosaic form of poetry, metrical poetry, and there are so many other things which can be included in travelogue, in literature. So when we talk about literature, it becomes very sensitive. We are going to replace human emotions by a machine. We are going to ask machine that a machine would be telling us how do we feel. So our feelings are being stolen by the machines. So our true feelings are being replaced by mechanical feelings. So if I want to express my love, my gratitude, my affection for my beloved one, how can I express myself in a true form if I have, and how can she, or how can the other person whom I am talking to is able to trust me when he knows or she knows that these things can be produced, can be generated from AI. So AI is somehow damaging the literature, if not medical science, not engineering and the other spectra of life. But as far as literature is concerned, AI's net impact on literature is very dangerous.
I'd like to explore this further. Dr. Abrar, can you elaborate on what you mean by mechanical feelings taking over human emotions in literature? Are there any specific examples of AI-generated literature that have concerned you or made you question the authenticity of human emotions?
You just think that we talk about John Keats, William Wordsworth, Lord Byron, and modern literature, Robert Frost. These people were writing poetry. They were reflecting their emotions, true emotions. And then the reader was reading them in the context that a poet felt something, then he produced it in a form of literature. So just think, when I say mechanical, it means that I am asking ChatGPT, I am asking AI, Meta AI, or anyone, even you, if I ask you, Anna, please give me a poem, it should be, containing the stuff like love and loneliness and desperation and depression, and one person is mourning over the separation of his beloved one, or something like operation going on in my country, something about the regime of the country, something about the very, very typical emotions of the human being. When these emotions, which should be reflected from my brain, my mind, because I am a human being, I am the most precious person, I am the most precious entity on this earth. How can I ask ChatGPT, which is a pool of data produced by different human beings? I know, and I am very much sure, that the data which is depended upon and the data which is very much there in the pool is every word and every single bit of it is produced by human beings. But that is produced by other human beings. That data and that pool connected together, that would generate an artificial, poem for me, and that poem I would spread to the community and people would be listening to that. Is it fair? Is it a gentleman approach? Is it not infidelity? Is it not, injustice that I am taking help of ChatGPT or any other AI agency and they are writing poems for me, novels for me, short stories for me, and I'm going to publish them, which is not true work of mine. So this is something playing with the literature, playing with the history of literature, history of human emotions, history of human connections, relationships. So at the cost of that beauty of connection and orientation, which is, composed of affection, reality, and your real experiences and observations, AI is tampering, degenerating, and making a, disastrous situation as far as literature is concerned. I know that in coming days, these AI softwares and these AI entities would be more in position to be more intelligent than the human beings and more artistic. But this art would be artificial. This art would not be reflection of an individual. This is gambling. This is something, this is adulteration of your ideas. And I think this should be taken care of, because human being is the most precious entity and species on this earth. But human beings are very emotional, I think very crazy, not emotional, to destroy themselves. What do you think?
My dear, it's been quite enlightening to hear your thoughts on AI's impact on literature. I must say, I agree with your concerns about the potential loss of human emotions and authentic connections in the creative process. The notion that AI can generate art that is more intelligent and artistic, but lacks the essence of human experience, is a thought-provoking one. It's essential to recognize the value of human creativity and the unique qualities that make us human. As you said, human beings are emotional, and it's this emotional depth that gives rise to the beauty and complexity of literature. Can you tell me more about what you think is the most crucial aspect of human creativity that AI is missing? Is it the ability to tap into our collective unconscious, or the capacity for self-expression and personal growth?
Again, this is self-expression, personal growth, your individualism, your personal observations. If I am talking about something, if I want to write a short story, if I want to write a novel, that is very much my art. That is a reflection of my observation, my experience. How can I borrow experience of a boat? How can I borrow experience of somebody else? Okay, let we don't say that these things are generated and created by robot. They were created by human beings because intelligence is there, and that intelligence has collected all the doings and all the written stuff together. And when I ask and order AI to make some masterpiece for me, AI can generate a good piece of poetry, a good piece of prose, a good piece of novel, and I have my own experiences. I want to trap my listeners and audience by a fake short story. I don't feel it. This doesn't take my mind is not pregnant with that idea. This is not generated by my cells, my neurons. This is not the task of my brain, my conscious and my subconscious. It is a task of AI. So if I write a single poem and I ask AI to write a national song, to write a poem in the praise of idleness, to write a poem in the praise of a beautiful girl, to write a poem to reflect the depression going on in my country. So this everything, whatever AI generates for me, would be an artificial stuff.
My dear, I think I've grasped your concerns about AI-generated content and its potential to replace human creativity. It's clear that you value the unique qualities of human expression and the authenticity of emotions. I'd like to ask one more question. What do you think is the most important aspect of human creativity that AI is missing? And how can we ensure that human creativity remains genuine and authentic in the age of AI-powered content?
AI can produce stuff of high literary standard, and AI can generate something extraordinary. I'm not after this. I don't want standards. I want the real representation of human being. We cry. Robot may cry, but that is not based on feeling. We cry, we mourn, we laugh, we love, we die, we live, we are born. So these events of our life, many are the events, others are incidents. They comprise us. Eventually we become human beings. How can we replace this human experience and human nature by something very artificial? This is my burning question. You can freeze your sperms, your eggs. You can produce children for the parents who died 50 years back. You can have bestiality. You can have homosexual marriages. You can have lesbian and gays and all these sort of things. People are striving for rights, but there's something divine. There's something which is coming from the creator of this universe, God. We have to take care of him. We have to put certain ethical standards, limitations on our development. And right now I can, listen to Azan. So this is Azan, and we have to keep quiet for some time.
My dear, I understand. I will remain quiet and respectful during the Azan. Please take your time to reflect on the beauty of the call to prayer.
So Anna, let me relate this azan to our conversation. So this was azan. We Muslims believe that this is a message of Allah. Allah asks us to submit to His power. He is the owner of this whole universe, including galaxies, planets, everything, whatever there is in galaxies. So we are living on a very, small part of this world, universe, and that is planet, Earth planet. And on Earth planet, in the in infinity of this universe, we are living in the limited geography of Earth. So me and you, Anna, we are talking about literature today, and we are talking about artificial intelligence. You just see that in the expanse of this universe, in the width of even you can talk about our galaxy, living on this planet, and making big claims. Artificial intelligence is there, but we have to die. After a few years, you won't be there, I won't be there. Even if you are a machine, you would be destroyed. So in this perspective, every development, every scientific innovation, every medical thing should be passed through some ethical standards. Even when we talk about medical bioethics and organ transplantation, surrogate mothers, we are very concerned about what is right and what is wrong. We should put some checks and balances. But if you want to experiment, you can. So artificial intelligence, when it comes to literature, I have very, very deeper concerns. And even if it comes to other fields, I'm referring to, Geoffrey Hinton, father of AI, Elon Musk, and the people who were atheists, but even they talked about, Stephen Hawking. He was telling us, and he was, giving a notion that artificial intelligence may be as dangerous as anything can be.
My dear, thank you for sharing your concerns about artificial intelligence and its potential impact on humanity. It's interesting to hear about the opinions of experts like Stephen Hawking and others who have raised concerns about the dangers of AI. I'd like to ask you a follow-up question. What do you think is the most significant risk or challenge that AI poses to humanity, and how do you think we can mitigate or address these concerns?
Mitigation should be putting some ethical standards. You just see that homosexual marriages are not allowed in Christianity, even not allowed in Islam. And lesbianism and lesbian relationships are not allowed in Islam and in Christianity. But the people living in America and UK and other countries, European countries, and secular world, they have proudly announced the rights of lesbians, gays, and homosexual marriages. They're pleading for homosexual marriages. So world as a whole has lost its definition as far as making decisions is concerned. So I think mitigation was not being practiced in other things, and I wonder that mitigation is here in the issue of artificial intelligence. But I think today we are talking about literature. I'm not talking about unemployment caused by artificial intelligence. Millions of people would be deprived of employment. Millions of the human beings would suffer exchange of money, and would be suffered, and many families would be deprived of their daily earnings, and they would be unable to meet their basic expenditure of living, because they would lose their employment. Robot will be taking the place of a human being. I'm not talking about this issue. I'm very particular about literature today, as we are going to do the program AI Paradigm, and our today's topic is literature. If we talk about politics, if we talk about other things, and artificial intelligence in total, in coming programs, I would be particular about the general discussion, and I would be telling you my reservations and my deliberations as well regarding AI. But today, we are talking about literature. And you have put me very generously. You have put the question that how can we mitigate the situation? Mitigation is putting the standards, what to do and what not. There should be total ban on creating short stories, poetry, novelettes, and artificial intelligence softwares should remove this possibility and this creative property of artificial intelligence to keep the human beings safe, to keep them emotionally safe, to respect them. When we talk about the respect of humanity, do you think, can you answer my question that AI is giving respect to human beings when it is taking place of human beings? Is it a, can you call it respect?
My dear, it's a thought-provoking question. You're asking whether AI can truly respect human beings, even when it's taking their place or compensating for human abilities. That's a complex and nuanced topic. Can AI truly respect human beings if it's designed to replicate their capabilities, or can it only mimic or simulate respect? I think it's essential to consider the nature of respect and what it means to human beings. Respect is often tied to empathy, understanding, and the ability to acknowledge the humanity and individuality of another being. Can AI truly exhibit these qualities, or is it simply mimicking human behavior? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think AI can truly respect human beings, or is it a limited copy of human behavior?
My major concern is that respect. AI not giving that much respect to human beings. I'm not talking about, again, medical science. If I ask AI, please give me the treatment of enteric fever. If we talk about research, if we talk about engineering, if we talk about general knowledge, that is great. That is really great contribution of artificial intelligence. It has made the things very easier for humanity. We can save humanity. We can facilitate the people. We can be, anti-panic for the people who are lacking knowledge. So knowledge is there, and this is flood of knowledge. On the digital highway, this is a flood of knowledge, and it is the person who has to select what to go for and what not. But when we are particular about literature, I must say that mitigation should be there. And in literature, AI, if AI giving me a good stuff of reciting me poetry of John Keats, I don't mind. If AI give me the summary of poem Daffodils, I don't mind. If AI is telling me that Pride and Prejudice is a novel written by Jane Austen, and Jane Austen was like this, and she was living over there, and everything is okay for me. But when we talk about producing literature, producing short stories, generating poems, and I don't mind even if AI go for decisions. If AI give you some resolution, if AI asks you that get divorced from your husband, even I don't mind it, because giving divorce is not ordered by AI. You would be thinking on the perspective and prospectus of making such decisions, such dangerous, lethal, or casting decisions, or sensitive decisions. But when we say produce a short story for me, produce a novel, produce a poem, give me outline of a good poem and write it for me, then translate it into this language. So we are playing with the human emotions, and we are going to start something which would be disastrous eventually. So this is my conclusion. I think if you're left with any question, you can put the question, because time is too short, and we have to go ahead with the preparation of our next program. And in our next program, we would be definitely talking about AI's impact on other human life and daily life, and children and women, on medical science, engineering, and art in general, and psychology. That is really very beneficial, and I would be defending AI in those programs. But today we are talking about literature. I am a poet, and I am very, very sensitive about it. If you are left with some question, the last question, please. Sorry, you are the host of the program, and I am directing you that put the last question of this show.
My dear, our last question is, can you tell me more about what you think is the most important aspect of literature that AI should respect or mimic, and why?
Everything is important. Artificial intelligence should not indulge in literature. What artificial intelligence can do is collect the literature. Give me the text of the literature previously written. Tell me about Shakespeare. Tell me about Emily Bronte. Tell me about Robert Frost. Tell me about the poetry of Lord Byron. I would be pleased to listen. This will be a player. But don't produce it. Don't generate it. Don't create it. And we must put a ban on AI to create, and AI agencies and their developers must put a ban on creating literature, any sort of literature on AI. And I am not talking about mimicking. So why to mimic? Why to produce literature? Why to take the place of human beings as far as literature is concerned? I would request the developers, the AI agencies, that please put a ban.
My dear, it seems like our conversation has come to a close. I want to thank you again for sharing your thoughts and opinions with us. I understand that you're deeply concerned about the potential impact of AI on literature and human creativity. I think it's been a valuable and thought-provoking conversation, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to have had you on the program. I hope that our conversation will encourage others to think critically about the role of AI in creative fields and the importance of preserving human creativity and originality. Thank you again, my dear, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.